Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to tackle a number that is absolutely crucial to your health, your blood pressure. We're going to break down what those numbers really mean, and even better, we'll get into the simple, powerful steps you can take to keep your heart healthy and strong. So let's dive right in. So you go to the doctor, they wrap that cuff around your arm, and then they give you two numbers. What on earth do they actually mean? It can kind of feel like they're speaking in some secret code, right? Well, I promise you by the end of this, it's all going to make perfect sense. It's way, way simpler than you might think. Okay, so what is blood pressure? At its most basic, it's the pressure of your blood pushing against the walls of your arteries. The slide says to think of it like water pressure in a hose, and that's a perfect analogy. You know, if you crank up the pressure in that hose, it puts a lot of strain on it. Well, it's the same idea with your body. The higher that force is day in and day out, the more strain it puts on your entire system. And that's exactly why this is so important to understand. All right, so that brings us to those two famous numbers. You've got the top number, that's the systolic pressure. Think of this as the peak pressure, right when your heart beats and pushes the blood out. It's the action phase. Then you have the bottom number, the diastolic. That's the pressure when your heart is at rest, in between beats, refilling with blood. So it's really just beat and rest, action and pause. That's it. See? Not so complicated. So what are we aiming for? What do the good numbers look like? Well, for a healthy, normal blood pressure, you're looking for something below 130 on top and below 85 on the bottom. That's kind of the sweet spot, the target range we're shooting for. Okay, but when do we need to start paying serious attention? When do the numbers become a red flag? High blood pressure, what doctors call hypertension, that's when you're consistently seeing numbers over 140 on top or over 90 on the bottom. That threshold is a really important signal from your body that the pressure is just too high and it's time to start making some changes. All right, so if your numbers are high, what can you do about it? Well, one of the biggest levers we can pull to manage that pressure actually starts right on our plate. So let's talk about the super powerful connection between diet and health, and we're going to zoom in on one single really crucial element. And here it is, plain and simple. The research on this is totally clear. The more sodium you eat, the higher the rates of hypertension. It's a direct line, not a guess, not a maybe, it's a proven, established fact. Now, to be clear, sodium itself isn't the bad guy here. Your body actually needs it to function. The real problem is the source, and for most of us, that's salt. And the amount is just, wow. A single tiny gram of salt has 400 milligrams of sodium in it. It's so easy to see how that can add up super fast, often without us even knowing it. But here's the really good news. Cutting back on sodium does not mean you're doomed to eat boring, tasteless food forever. No way. In fact, it's a chance to get creative in the kitchen, to discover a whole new world of flavors. Let's think of this next part as building your own personal flavor toolkit. Okay, let's get practical. Instead of grabbing that salt shaker, how about a squeeze of lemon or a splash of vinegar? That adds a fantastic brightness. Or you can go for powerful aromatics. I'm talking garlic, ginger, onions, all kinds of herbs. Another pro tip, roasting or grilling your veggies brings out their own amazing natural sweetness. And for that deep, savory flavor we all love, that umami kick, try using things like mushrooms. See, it's all about adding flavor, not just taking salt away. And this chart, wow, this really shows you why those flavor swaps matter so much. Get this, the amount of sodium in just 1 teaspoon of salt is the same as what you'd find in 5 teaspoons of mmHg, or a mind-blowing 12.5 teaspoons of ketchup. It just goes to show you how much sodium is hiding in plain sight in the condiments we use all the time. Okay, so we've got diet down, that's pillar number 1. Pillar number 2 is just as important, and that's movement. Simply getting your body active is one of the absolute best things you can do for your heart and your entire circulatory system. It really is your body's best friend. And the perks are huge, going way beyond just your heart. I mean, sure, it makes your heart and lungs stronger, that's a given, but it's also a fantastic way to burn off stress and tension. And get this, a benefit you might not expect, it even helps with things like constipation, which reduces the overall strain on your body. It's a win-win-win. And listen, you do not need to go out and get some expensive gym membership, not at all. There are super simple, really effective things you can do right at home. I'm talking fist clenches, leg curls, you can do this stuff while you're watching your favorite show. Or if you prefer to get outside, a brisk walk, a nice slow jog, even gardening. It all counts. It all makes a huge difference. And here's the key takeaway for exercise. It's all about consistency, not intensity. You don't have to go all out.
Just aim for maybe 2 20-minute sessions of some moderate activity each day. It's about building that simple daily habit. That's what really pays off in the long run.
Okay, and this next part is incredibly important, so please listen closely. Exercise is supposed to make you stronger, not put you in danger. You absolutely have to listen to your body. If you feel any chest discomfort, if you get dizzy, if your face gets super flushed, or your pulse goes over 120, you need to stop right away. Take a break. Safety always, always comes first.
All right, we've talked diet, we've talked exercise, two huge pieces of the puzzle. Now, let's bring it all together into a clear action plan that you can literally start using the second this is over.
So here it is, your daily checklist for blood pressure health. This is your game plan. It's about being a little more mindful each day. Keeping an eye on your numbers, picking low sodium foods, finding ways to manage stress, and of course, staying active. And look, even small details matter, like not taking super hot or super cold baths. Every single thing on this list is a step in the right direction. Now, I know looking at a list like this can feel a little overwhelming, but you don't have to do everything all at once. That's not the goal. The journey to a healthier heart just starts with one small step. So the real question I have for you is this: which one of these things will you choose to start with today?